Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch It Up Show. It's episode 52, and because Halloween is hitting us this week, we're going to be talking all about some spooky games on the Nintendo Switch. I am your host today, Seth Trav, joined as always by our friend Glenn.
How you doing there, Mr. Trav? You look so warm and cozy in your blanket, and you got some pillows over there. You're drinking a cola. You're just living the life.
I'm living the life.
My God.
I'm living it. I'm all snuggled up because it's finally getting chilly. Yeah, man, we got a super stocked episode this week. So before we get to that, we of course have to warm it up with these hot beats. Someday we need to make this a video show so you can see us dance to Anamanaguchi. Ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta pay a lot extra. For
Anamanaguchi. So today, the first thing we're gonna do, we're skipping the inventory, what we're playing, because I am bringing back an old segment. We're raising it from the grave, as it were. It is Wish It Would Switch, where we talk about any game a game that we recently played. Or any game kind of that we wish would show up on the Nintendo Switch. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to review for you the awesome Steam game, and also apparently on the Xbox One, Graveyard Keeper. Ooh. So
you live this life.
What's that?
I said this is like your everyday.
It basically is.
You kind of keep a graveyard.
I do. I live on a graveyard now, which is nuts. So I could, in theory, be doing this.
Yeah.
It's from our good friends over at Tiny Build. So let me hit you with the synopses of this game. Graveyard Keeper is the most inaccurate medieval cemetery management sim of all time. Build and manage your own graveyard and expand into other ventures while finding shortcuts to cut costs. Use all the resources you can find. After all, this is a game about the spirit of capitalism and doing whatever it takes to build a thriving business. And it's also a love story. You face ethical dilemmas. Do you really want to spend money on that proper burger meat for the witch burning festival when you have so many resources lying around? Gather valuable materials and craft new items. Expand your graveyard into a thriving business. Help yourself. Gather the valuable resources scattered across the surrounding areas and explore what the land has to offer. You have quests and corpses, and you also have some dungeon exploring. I called this the macabre Stardew Valley. Having never played Stardew Valley, I compare it to that game immediately. Have you ever played Stardew Valley?
No, but I just love that. You're like, listen, it's just like this. Granted, I've never played it.
I've never played Stardew Valley, but it is exactly like Stardew Valley.
I'm going to stand up for you, though, because even though I haven't played Stardew Valley, I'm going to go ahead and judge a book by its cover, because I feel like it's pretty much like Farmville, with more story, which probably sounds fun.
A lot more story. So this game, it doesn't do much leading you. It kind of does, but you have a lot of just sort of go off and figure it out, go on your quests, get done what you want to get done. There's not a lot of holding your hand along the way. The music is great. The graphics are super fine, especially for this kind of game. It's cutesy. It's kind of got that Link's Awakening feel from the Super Nintendo. You know what I mean?
That's the graphical style you want, my man.
I think so. If there's a style you're going to emulate in this retro style, you want it to be that sort of Link's Awakening style. Earthbound, even. Even another game I have yet to play. But, Graveyard Keeper, it's fun, but it's also a little frustrating. I had to open up the wiki to play it after we were playing it with some friends because there's a lot of stuff that happens only on one day, and it can take you a long time to walk from one place to the other. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. The ending may piss a lot of people off. I don't want to spoil it, but I think it's a lot of fun. I didn't mind it. It's a little bit out there, the ending. But like I said, I dug the game overall. It was a great experience. I had fun playing it. You can catch a video of us playing it over on our YouTube page and in the show notes. We'll have the link there. But my man, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
That's a nice little score, my man, despite the fact that you, set us up for the ending there. Got me curious.
Yeah. I think the ending could make you feel like it just wasn't worth it to play it at all. And you could absolutely hate the game from it.
Wow.
But,
okay.
Yeah, I think that means you should just play the game. See what it's like. It's currently $19.99 on Steam.
All right, not bad. Not bad at all, sir.
Well, thank you. That's Wish It Would Switch. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Press Continue. This is the segment where we head over to the Nintendo eShop and we see what's coming out this week for October, starting October 29th, heading all the way to November 2nd, I think.
Absolutely correct, sir. This Friday.
2018. First up, coming out October 29th, it is Skyscrapers. It's going to be $9.99 when you buy it on the Nintendo eShop. It's frantic vertical arcade combat. This game actually does look pretty nuts from all the images I'm seeing of it. Classical arcade style and feel, breathtaking hand-drawn artwork, skill-based gameplay. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Looks like just a lot of running, jumping, and slashing, which, hey, I'm all about that. Skyscrapers.
Awesome, my man. So I'm gonna set you up for the next one because it's going to be Yomawari, the Night Alone collection, the Long Night collection. But we're actually not even going to be doing that one right now because that is going to be my main review for this segment. So we're gonna have to put a pause on that one, and I'm gonna allow you to press continue on to the next game.
Ooh, it's going to be Steven Universe Save the Light. It's $24.99, and it comes out October 30th, 2018. This looks like a beat-em-up Steven Universe game, which, I don't know, do you watch the show? Have you ever seen Steven Universe?
I've not, but I've seen the character, all over.
I dig it. I don't think it's a bad show. I really love the opening music and end music of that show. I actually looked it up and tried to figure out this guitar part of it because I thought it was really catchy. Yeah, it's nice. It's one of those shows that's hey, everybody love everybody. It's cool. We can just hug. But it's also got some anime style action.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Steven Universe, $24.99.
Up next is going to be Sports Party. Wow, coming in at $39.99 on October the 30th. Sports Party brings the sun, sea, and sports right to your fingertips. Whether at home or on the go, challenge your family and friends to frisbee, jet ski, basketball, golf, skateboarding, and beach tennis to claim victory. This looks kind of like if you took Wii Sports and mixed it with NBA Jam. The basketball kind of looks like NBA Jam a little bit. However,
I like that.
There is a part where you're on a jet ski that looks just like Wave Race, and that would be awesome. Although I'd rather just pay for $39.99. I'd rather just play a fancy Wave Race. Yeah, Sports Party.
I'd rather drive and find an arcade that still has a Wave Race to play.
Oh, one of those ones that you could ride on and stuff?
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Good luck finding an arcade, bro.
Coming out October 30th, 2018, at $9.99, 50 gold coins when you purchase it digitally, is Save Me, Mr. Taco, Tasukete Taco-san. It looks like a original Game Boy game. It is designed as a tribute to the original Game Boy. Looks, sounds, and plays like a long-lost cartridge from that beloved handheld system. 6 worlds to explore, 50 different hats for Mr. Taco. Hats that Mr. Taco can acquire and wear to gain special abilities. It looks a little like Kirby, kind of, from the original Game Boy.
It does.
Which, I dig that. I'm going to start doing Game Boy games on the streams because I have a Super Game Boy now, so.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, going to play some Pokemon Pinball on there. But that is Save Me, Mr. Taco.
Beautiful. Up next is going to be OKKO, Let's Play Heroes for $19.99. Based on the hit Cartoon Network show, this game stars pint-sized hero KO as he punches, kicks, slide kicks, combos, and power moves his way through hordes of evil Boxmore robots on an evil quest to save Lakewood Plaza Turbo from the maniacal Lord Boxman. Do you know anything about OKKO?
I don't. I've never seen the show, but looks kind of in that Steven Universe vein. A little bit more flat, the animation, but I don't know. Don't know anything about it.
The color kind of some of the screenshots remind me of like the Simpsons game on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
It seems like it might be fun. If you're into the show, I definitely recommend you check it out. And for $19, you could probably do worse. That's OKKO. I'm keep wanting to say OK Go. Not the band. Not the band.
Here we go again. Next up is Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition.
Yes.
It looks like you can only buy it physically. It does not say anything about the eShop, but maybe you can get it on the eShop. I don't know. It might not be able to get it because it's so M-rated. Comes out October 30th, 2018. Hellishly brutal arcade-style football game, Mutant League Football Dynasty Edition, is blitzing onto Nintendo Switch with new exclusive teams and gameplay content. I don't know. I would definitely play it because it looks like insane.
So I'm looking at I don't understand how these dudes aren't getting sued by somebody because this. Have you ever played this on Genesis back in the day?
Was that what this was?
Yeah.
It was on the Genesis.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But in one of the screenshots for this, you have one of the sand things from what looks like Tremors, busting out of the ground. And it's right behind, if you look at the screenshot, two over from that, the one dude throwing the football looks like he's the Predator.
Very true.
This game looks like a lot of fun. If this was on the eShop and it ever went on sale, I think if this was $10, I would be there. Down buy this. 30 might be a little pricey, but yes. I gotta admit, it looks like a good time.
Right there with you. That was, of course, what was it called? I already moved.
Mutant Football League.
Mutant Football League.
Up next is going to be the Lego Harry Potter Collection. The Lego Harry Potter Collection brings Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4 and Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7 remastered. Really? 7 Harry Potter Okay. 7 Harry Potter Lego games, huh? This compilation unites the creative prowess of Lego and the expansive world of Harry Potter. Yada, yada, yada. You know what this is. It's $50. So if you're a fan of the Lego games, I'm sure you're gonna love this one. They all kind of have that Lego aesthetic, which is why they're Lego games. Harry Potter's not really for me, but if it's for you, you can get all of them for $50. And if you think about it, that's probably a good deal. That's seven. I feel like that's a good deal. That's 7 games for $50. So rock on. That's a deal. Right? That's a deal. Sure. Speaking of rock on, we're going to go to the next game called Gal Metal World Tour Edition. $39.99. Buy physically, it says. I don't know if this is coming to the eShop either. It's coming out October 30th, 2018, though. Encore Pack DLC included in this special limited edition. Take down alien invaders with the power of metal. This looks a little bit like it might be sort of rhythm-based game. With Josie and the Pussycats style storyline, except they're fighting aliens in Japan. Yeah, awesome. Turn the Joy-Con into a pair of drumsticks in this brand new rhythm game experience. There it is. I'd be in. Yeah, I'd be into this. $39.99 though, a little pricey. But it does look like awesome fun. You can. So because actually I opened up we go through and we open up all the different games coming up in different tabs, and the next one, you can buy it digitally. Yeah, the next one is Gal Metal, which looks like it's available digitally as well. So if you don't want to pay the $39 for the World Tour Edition, you can, which is just a game in the DLC. You can buy just a game for $29. But I wonder maybe there's a demo or something that you can try out, perhaps. I'd do a demo. Who knows, right? I like some of those rhythm games. They're a lot of fun, man. Yeah, they can be. Yeah, I think so. Up next is Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. Traverse a mythical little realm. Use a sword to do battle and evoke sorcery to solve mystical musical mysteries. That's not easy to get out. Experience a video game world that is affected by moon phases and help a wandering warrior monk complete her woeful errand. This I don't know, man. I've seen this graphical style a few times, and it's just like not for me. It's like this. It's like a fancier version of like Atari.
Yeah.
There's a few games that use that type of aesthetic, and like they always like rub me the wrong way, kind of. I don't know. It's just, everyone's got their thing, but this one's not mine. But this game sounds like it might be pretty cool. It comes out. There's actually no price available marked for it, which is weird. It just says October 2018. This is right off the eShop. So it's slated in the same week, starting on October 29th to November 2nd. So I would think it's probably coming out sometime this week. That is Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. There's an extra W in there.
Swaswawi.
Yeah, that's it. Probably.
Swaswawi. Coming out October 31st, 2018 is Numbala.
This looks
$7.99. It's a
adorable.
super concise description here. Fire spaceships, rescue your dog, train maths while playing. Space shooter that trains maths.
I need this.
Math. That's it. That is it. That's the description. It does look fun. It looks it has like a texture to it, the art style that reminds me a lot of the Jumanji book. So I would actually be really interested in playing this just because I really, really, really enjoy this art structure or aesthetic that this has. Yeah. Numbala, if you're interested in training math. Let me know how it is.
Training maths.
Multiple math.
Plural. Up next is Knock Knock for $6.99. An eerie, uncomfortable horror that is creeping from PC over to Nintendo Switch. So it says 3 generations of lodgers have occupied the cabin, but lately the walls seem to undulate. Whatever. I don't know. I'm going to have to learn that verb.
Undulate.
Yeah, sure. Skittering unknown shift in the darkness, and an unruly growl seeps from the attic. Are they hallucinations pecking at the insomnia-afflicted lodger, or are they the gnarled remnants of a darker secret? This looks pretty cool. It looks like the character you play is insane looking, and I don't know. The graphics on this look really fun. It looks like a lot of like hand drawn type stuff. Your guy looks nuts. You look like you're the bad guy.
That's fun.
Like I'm scared just looking at this. And the price is really good, $6.99, coming out on Halloween on the Nintendo eShop.
Also coming out Halloween, also looking very hand drawn, is Hidden Folks. It is $14.99 when you buy it on the Nintendo eShop. It is a strip of targets, shows you what to look for. Click on a target for a hint and find enough to unlock the next area. So what this is basically very hand-drawn with like a black pen. Where's Waldo? And on the bottom of your screen, it gives you just different things to find. I would be way into that, actually.
Yeah.
Graphically, it seems a little iffy just because it's black and white and very hand drawn, but that it really has a like Where's Waldo feel to it, just not colored in.
Yeah, no, man, I think it looks like fun. I think it's worth a shot.
Hidden Folks, $15. Don't know if I would buy it for $15, but definitely looks fun.
So speaking of games that I'll probably end up getting this. I hope I can get it on some type of sale because it's a little pricier, and that's going to be Deathmark for $49.99. This game came out in Japan a little while ago, but they're finally bringing it over here to the United States of America. You've been marked. A strange rumor is spreading through the shadows of Tokyo's H-City. A mysterious disfigurement, like a grotesque birthmark, has been appearing on the bodies of certain individuals. Anyone who receives the mark will rapidly die of unknown, horrifying causes. The Deprived of your memories, you arrive at a mansion rumored to protect the bearers of the mark. As soon as the doors swing open, the countdown to death has already begun. This is like a visual novel, choose your own adventure story game. And it is super, super creepy looking. I think it looks like a lot of fun. Been waiting for it. I even tried to see if you could buy it over on the eShop when it came out in Japan, but they didn't have the English language as an option, so it's kind of sad. And it's Deathmark for $49.99 on Halloween.
Here's one that if you missed on PlayStation Plus, you can now pick up on the Nintendo eShop as of November 1st, 2018, and a game we're going to be reviewing a little later on another episode. It's Transistor from the creators of Bastion. It is a here's the byline. Discover the world of Transistor, a sci-fi themed action RPG from the creators of Bastion. Yeah, like I said, I actually got this game back on the PS4, I think, on PS Plus at one point. It was out. Because I definitely had this before, but we got it, again, transferred for the Switch, and we are going to be reviewing this later on. I loved what I played of it on PS4. I thought it was really cool. I never played Bastion, though. Have you?
No. I think I actually have it on the iPhone. Maybe I played a little bit of it, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. Like, I feel like that game comes out on like a lot of platforms, but
every time people love it.
Every time it comes out, I'm like, that looks like fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never played it, so.
Well,
yeah.
There's still time, bro. There's still time.
Yeah.
Up next is going to be, oh my god, Machinarium. Machinarium? Yeah.
Machinarium.
Machine, like a machine.
Machinarium.
So that game that trains maths, does it also like teach you how to read? Because apparently...
No, because that game doesn't use proper English.
Oh, that's true.
I don't think.
Machinarium is the award-winning independent adventure game developed by the makers of Semirost and Spotnicula. That sounds like fun. A little robot who's been thrown out to the scrapyard behind the city must return to confront the Black Cat Brotherhood and save his robot girlfriend. These graphics again look also like hand-drawn, but like beautifully so.
I think this was out on PS3, PlayStation Plus.
It certainly could be. This game looks like a book.
It was very pretty looking.
Yeah, it's $9.
Reminded me of like an Oddworld type game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like it. It says it's an adventure puzzle game, and it's $9.99. This comes out on November the 1st, which is going to be Thursday.
After that, we've got what's up?
I said, here we go.
Yeah, this is the game, man. This is the game for us.
This is the game. I'm writing these guys right now.
At least for me, because we both need this. We need this in our lives.
You got to read the first. You got to read like the first 3 sentences.
It is called Kitty Love. Way to look for love. $24.99 coming out on November 1st, 2018 on the Nintendo eShop. To break the curse is to kiss your true love. Let your love bloom. I want to be a cat. Odd-eyed black cat caught on the casual thought and cursed to be a cat only at night. What?
Keep going.
The fantasy romance of human by day and cat by night. This game has been recorded with the popular voice actors Soma Satyo, Atsushi Tamarui, Hiroki Yasumoto, Tomoki Meno, and Takahiro Sakurai. Enjoy the fully recorded voice throughout the story. Follow shop clerk Hanokai has been shop clerk Hanokai has been occupied with her work. One night when she visits the park that she normally goes to, she's been cursed by the odd-eyed black cat that she becomes a cat only at night. There's only one way to break the curse. To have a true love's kiss. Okay. It's the Princess and the Frog, but you do it in Japan and you become a cat.
But only at night.
But only at night. It sounds like it. It wasn't all me being a terrible reader, being terrible at reading there. It was a little broken. I want it.
I mean,
I want it. We did Gaio Love. We did 100 days of that dunce. That dink. That kid was such a dink. I was just like, ugh. You gotta go back. You gotta watch. You gotta watch the guy Kyle love because Kevin is such a dink.
Yeah, you gotta be nice to that guy.
We called him. We called the guy Kevin.
I know. I know.
Our Kevin. We love our Kevin.
He's the best. Yo, Swap This is so cheap.
Swap This is cheap. It's $1.19. It comes out November 2nd. I was actually playing this just before we started recording.
It's so cheap.
When you do it in the handheld mode, you can only play it with touch screen.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting. So I'm really, I don't know how it's going to be when I stream it soon, because it seems a little, it's probably going to be really hard to control when it's not doing touch screen.
One of the things is super affordable. Why are you still reading this?
Yeah, really?
Mm-hmm.
Swap This. It is $1.19 on the Nintendo eShop.
Awesome. It's a puzzle game, like where you have to like swap different pieces to get them to line up and disappear. I assume. Is that correct?
Yes, okay. It is like that. It is exactly like that.
And we would have probably talked about it more, but I think you're probably going to review that in the future, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'll review it. We're gonna have some gameplay up of it.
And lastly is going to be Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. Ages ago, angels and demons birthed your world in a forbidden union. Now they've come to claim it. Stand tall among the sanctuary's meek and wicked to battle walking corpses, horrifying cultists, fallen separaths, and the lords of hell. When the high heavens and the burning hells war, humanity must be its own salvation.
I love how you just dipped further and further into an awesome narration.
You gotta keep going down. I'm pretty sure Diablo is a real-time strategy game. I've never played it.
It is. It's something of an RTS. The dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it looks crazy. I've never played it.
I wouldn't call it an RTS. It's more RPG.
Okay. I did not mean to offend.
I don't know though. I don't know what you call it. I'm not the, I don't like the term roguelike or roguelite.
Okay.
So
what's interesting is that this is the first game here that says it does support online play and data save to the cloud. I've not seen these logos before on the show. The first time since the Nintendo Online is recently launched.
Yes,
it's cool to see that here. This is an M-rated game. It is $59.99, eligible for 300 points and that pre-purchase if you are so inclined. And that comes out this Friday.
Beautiful.
A lot of people were pumped about that game. Diablo 3, the Eternal Collection.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe I think.
All right, so because I already reviewed one, let's throw it to you, my dude.
My gosh! All right,
for our first Let's Play.
All right,
reviews.
Let's do it, my man. So I'm going to talk about Yomawari. I think that's a lot better of a pronunciation. Yomawari, the Long Night Collection. So I'm going to hit you with the very small description that they have over on the Nintendo eShop for this game, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you the slightly longer description that they have over on their website. So in Yomawari, the Long Night Collection, traverse the haunting world of Yomawari, night alone, as a schoolgirl searches for her sister, or share in the terror facing the schoolgirls Yu and Haru in Yomawari Midnight Shadows. Uncover the mysteries plaguing a rural Japanese town, hide from the things lurking in the night, and maybe get home alive. And as we hop over onto their website, a young girl is walking her pet dog, but due to her carelessness, an unfortunate accident befalls her beloved pet. When she returns home, dragging an empty leash, her sister runs off to find the dog. The lonely girl takes off after her, but what she finds is not the town she remembers from the day. The town has become a nightmare in the dark. Ooh. So this game, like that's exactly how the game starts off, and I think they kind of leave it vague on purpose because so much of this game is like the mystery of finding things out. But I'll go ahead and kind of set it up for you a little bit to talk about my experience, because I think it's important that I don't like ruin any story points for you. This game is So I originally played this game on the Vita, and then when I saw it was coming out to the Switch, I was like, yes, like I wanna check this out. And what's cool is that the Switch collection is both of the games. When it came out on Vita, you had to buy like the first one, The Night Alone. I actually don't know if the second one is out on the Vita, but in this, it's the Long Night collection. So you get both the first as well as the second game, which is Night Alone and Midnight Shadows. But it's funny because when you look at the artwork on this game and you see like the screen captures of it, like it looks adorable. Like the characters are like super cute. They're all walking around with like their like nice little pets and dogs and stuff, and you're just like taking them out for a walk. But probably like they say in the description, within the first minute of the game, like something horrible happens to this dog. Since they say like an accident befalls it, and I'll tell you, you're walking down the street. And your dog like walks out like on its leash, and all of a sudden like a bus like flies by and just like nails the dog. And
oh god!
And the girl just like sits, like the girl's just like standing there, and like she's holding the leash, and there's just this big smear of blood on the ground. And like when the bus comes, it's almost like a smash cut. There's a lot of like jump scare type moments in this game, and the whole screen like lights up and the sound like blasts, and like there's moments in this where you're definitely gonna jump, because when they hit you with the scares, like it's all the jump scariness, which is cool because the atmosphere and like the characters kind of lull you into thinking it's something not as creepy as that, but so when they hit you with these like creepy moments, like it really gets you. But after your dog is murdered, you have to go back to your house. You have to find your way back there. You do have a map, but it's pretty easy to get back there. And then you run into your sister, who's like, what's going to happen to your dog, or what happened to the dog? And what's weird is you don't really say anything in response. I feel like like all the things that are going to happen afterwards could be avoided if you just tell her the dog got run over by a car, but you don't. And of course your sister is like, well, I'm going to go find the dog. And then after a while you're like, well, she still hasn't come back yet. Let me go see if I can track her down. And then as you start to explore the city, trying to find your sister, all of these like crazy like demons and ghosts are around. And you can't really do anything to like stop them. You can't attack them. You can't. You just kind of have to either run from them or hide. And what's awesome about this is that they I usually don't really like Outlast, for example. I feel like is a good example or a good comparison for this, because in Outlast you have to like you see the monsters and you can pretty much just like hide, and you have to wait until they go away. Like there's nothing you can do. You can't attack them. They're just out there, and you have to kind of like maybe try to learn their patterns and see where they're going. And it's the same thing in this game, but in a completely like different setting, obviously. But you have to go from like point A to point B in this game, completing objectives, finding out more parts of the story. You're trying to find your sister in the first task that they give you. And as you're going through, you're going down the streets, seeing these monsters. And you do have a flashlight, so you can kind of point it to try to see where they're at, because you can't see some of these monsters unless the flashlight is shining on them. But you'll hear like the music getting a little bit more intense. And really what they use is not so much music, but the heartbeat. You have like a heartbeat that gets like more rapid as the monsters like approach you.
Oh god.
And as you walk by, because it takes place in the city at night, like the game for the most part is pretty quiet. The only time you actually really notice any sound is either if your heartbeat is going on, or if you go over like past like a vending machine or like a lamppost. You get that like electrical hum, and they do it so well. It feels like you're like really walking down a street. Like they do a really good job at it. And when you walk up to different vending machines, you can kind of interact with them. You can like hit them, you can buy stuff from them, because you do find money scattered about. And the game uses this like checkpoint saving, where you go through and there's different like shrines throughout the city that you can go and make a donation to in order to save your spot. Because what happens is if you get caught by one of the monsters, like blood smears on the screen, and then it immediately starts you back to where you were before, and then you can go ahead and try to make it to the objective, wherever you're making it to, which is marked on a map that you can pull up and try to see where you're going. But it's very much something where you're gonna have to be consulting the map a good amount, trying to find out where you are and the best way to get there. And sometimes the route on the map might look simple, but streets are closed off because it's nighttime, so sometimes you have to end up taking a different way, and of course you can't let the monsters touch you, so you have to hide from them or try to run past them. They usually will catch you if you try to run, and if you haven't saved at one of those checkpoints, then you're going to get kicked all the way back to the last place you were at, which, and a lot of the times when I was playing, was my house, so you get kicked back a good amount. And the only thing that I kind of didn't really like about this game is it's a little weird when you're trying to switch to try to get your money, because your inventory management really is just like one button and it cycles through whatever you have. And really, you can't really do much with the stuff that you have. You have some stones and you have some money, and that's pretty much it. You do carry like a diary that you can go through and read what happened the previous day, but that's not part of your inventory select. But as you approach a shrine in order to do your autosave, almost like in Resident Evil, how you had to have those like typewriter ribbons.
Those typewriter ribbons, yeah.
As you're approaching it, you can't just walk up to it and hit save. You have to pull out the money and like go to donate it. And it seemed like anytime I was like walking up to one of those shrines, there was like a monster like right there. And of course you hear the heartbeat like going off, and I'm like trying to switch the thing and like get the auto save, get the save to work. And maybe it's just part of the game, just trying to increase the tension and make you a little bit more on edge. But there were parts where I was like, oh, come on, just save. Parts of this game, like I love the atmosphere. The story is really, really cool. The setting is awesome. The sound design is great. The way that the heartbeat and the lights and everything work together is super creepy. But the controls are a little, like, I feel like they leave a little bit to be desired. And if you are not you got to be patient, and you have to take your time. You have to be willing to like hide and wait for the monsters to go by so you can save. There will be a lot of times where you get killed. It's not like you have a health bar. If these monsters get you, you're dead. So that's pretty much that's pretty much it. So you have to be comfortable with that in the game. But that being said, this game is really cool. It's super fun. The story is good. I want to leave that to you to discover on your own. But if you're thinking about picking this up, the fact that you can get both of these games for $39.99 is pretty good. It's a little on the pricier side. It is a mature rated game. You can pick this up either on the eShop, or you can also pick it up in a physical edition. Hopefully, like that'll go on sale a little bit. I think you can, like I said, you can get the original on like the PlayStation Vita and on PSN. But I think it's probably still a little over $20. So this is probably a good deal. But I wish it was just like a little bit cheaper. I'm gonna go ahead and give this game a 4 out of 5, and that is Yomawari, the Long Night Collection.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I had a good time with it. Very good for Halloween. Super creepy, but I like the jump scares, man. I was not expecting them, and they come up a lot, which is cool.
Yeah, jump scares are always good, especially when you can get them in a game.
That's absolutely right, my man.
So the one I'm going to be reviewing for the Nintendo Switch is Flipping Death. It is $19.99, and you get 100 gold coins when you buy it digitally. This is much more humorous slant on death and humor in the horror gaming. I want to say that this is like Tim Burton meets Sam and Max. That's sort of the art style, and a little bit of the gameplay too. It's not so much just like pick and choose things, but it's more like go around and a little bit of platforming, and some puzzle solving. But here's the descriptions. Possesses the living, aid the dead, and flip between the worlds in this puzzling platform adventure. When Penny dies under mysterious circumstances, she wakes up and finds herself filling in for Death himself. This temp job comes with a new power, the ability to flip between the worlds of the living and the dead. In this puzzling platformer, she'll need that and her wits if she ever hopes to unravel the mystery of her demise. Leap between platforms, solve puzzles, and help the dead rest in peace by possessing the living and making them dance around at your merest whim in this comedy adventure game by Zoink Games, with writing by the Eisner Award-winning Ryan North. I didn't know that he won an Eisner Award. That's actually really awesome. Flip between worlds, move swiftly between the living and the dead, possesses the living, control their minds, play as death. You're just a temp, but the ultimate power of life and death is in your hands. Dive into a rich, colorful world, explore vivid environments in a pop-up book style, and make your way through a completely original storyline. This is Flipping Death. So, for those who don't know, an Eisner Award is like the Oscars, but for comic books, I would say. Dedicated to Will Eisner, who had created characters like the Spirit and worked with Walt Disney on a lot of things back in the day. Anyway, moving on to the game. This is a lot of fun. It's platforming. The puzzles aren't too difficult, but every now and then they are a little tricky. But if you get lost long enough, you start getting little reminders about where to go. The music is great. It's got a super kind of like poppy feel. The art style is definitely where this wins out, because it is set up like a pop-up book, and that shows a lot of the time, sort of like Paper Mario, things like that. They use it sort of to its advantage, and it's really kitsch and silly, a lot of the humor in this game, but there is humor, and I did laugh a few times, which is kind of difficult to get out of games for me. They had a lot of things for me, to get a like nice little chuckle. But this game had a couple funny parts, which I was happy to see. It's good. Problem with it is that it's very short. That's not to say that you can't go back to certain places and try to collect all these like death cards that have neat little things on them. But it's short. It took me about, I want to say maybe 3-4 hours, something like that. I felt like the game was just sort of like just picking up as soon as it ended. You know what I mean? So because of that, and because sometimes there are a little bit of like glitchy moments here and there, sometimes I do wish that it would give me better direction about where to go. Just because I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Have I been down here before? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? But yeah, aside from that, it's a lot of fun, and I really do love the art style. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 as well.
Awesome, man. That was a solid week for us in terms of reviews.
It is. 4 out of 5 is nothing at all to be ashamed about. I think that they're fun games. You definitely should play them, have fun with them. I think they're good, and I definitely recommend playing all the games that we talked about today. And you can actually see gameplay of 2 of them, which will be in the show notes. Check it out down here. So yeah, let us know, ladies and gentlemen, over at Switch It Up Show, if you have any Halloween games that you yourself like to play, or if any that you want to see us play, because we can definitely do that. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. So that's it. It's episode 52. I have been Seth Trav. For our friend Glenn, we are together the Switch It Up Show. Be sure to listen to the Preachcast this week. We're talking all about Halloween candy and other treats. So get your treats over there while we get on with our tricks. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, remember, if things ever get boring, all you ever got to do is switch it up.